Because you're looking at that face right now, and you're talking about, God damn. But she came in wanting to be
badass.
Want to be a badass. But y'all like, God damn, that's rough. That ain't even the worst of it. She got the
nice.
Yes. Yeah, that was a nice greeting. Yeah. She actually got it good compared to what my man got here.
You all right, son?
Asshole.
He's all quit crying.
Yeah. Double Toasted Live has 2 more dates left on its tour, going to be in Orlando and Dallas. Join us for a full night of comedy and games, and if you get your tickets now, get 15% off the regular price. Get your tickets by going to x1entertainment.com, and we'll see you soon. This week we have a B-movie creature feature war film combined with themes of fascism and Nazis.
And jingoism.
And jingoism. Yeah, a little bit of Jamie Foxx up in there. And
Gets it.
Jingo Unchained. Oh, but hey, what we just described sounds amazing, right? Yes. Today, but back in the day, people didn't understand. They didn't know nothing about that. Starship Troopers up here from the director of RoboCop and Total Recall, movies that critics loved. For some, Starship Troopers, it was the dumbest and most violently gratuitous thing that people had seen that year. Also, one of the worst acted and one of the worst written movies of that year. If you go by majority of the so-called cool critics out there who understand cinema, back then they just didn't get it. Now, when it came out, and I'm not trying to say this years later because you can't find the original review thing. We ain't saying that. All I'm saying is that I believe that when Starship Troopers came out, you were on the access, the cable access show that we did, and at the time, I think we were the ones that got it.
We did because like everybody else, when it starts, it seems like, oh, this is cheesy, this is bad, this is laughable. And then there's that moment of like, hold on a second.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah.
This is on purpose.
Exactly.
This is a satire. Wait, it's the same guy who did RoboCop, of course.
Exactly.
God
the
damn
same
it.
guy who did RoboCop, which is Mr. Paul Verhoeven. If you understand his brand of satire, then I'm sure that you, as a film critic out there, would get it. After all, it was one of the things that made RoboCop so fun.
I'd buy that for $1.
People love that. Look at that. Those are critics back in the day. That Paul Verhoeven, he's crazy. That was one of the weird moments in RoboCop.
Yeah, commercial.
That old creepy kind
lustful
of
man,
perverted. I'd buy that for $1 guy.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what this guy was about. People were weirded out and creeped out by him. But for some reason...
You didn't even know what that phrase meant.
No, that's true.
But we went around talking about, I'd buy that for $1. I don't know what we're talking about. So whenever watching Starship Troopers, at least at the time, like Martin, when we were watching it, we were just kind of like, if you understand his brand of satire, if something seems bad, weird, or if it seems silly, it's probably done on purpose.
Yeah.
It's probably intentional. But back in the day, it took one critic to say, this is some bullshit. Nobody else wants to look stupid.
Right.
That's what happened.
I started a trend.
Yeah. It takes one critic out there who either gets a lot of attention or is in a well-publicized paper or magazine or whatever. And if they say it, all of a sudden everybody's like, well, shit, if they said it, I don't want to look crazy.
They get in lock and step.
Yep.
Like fascists.
Yep.
The violence was overly gratuitous.
Yeah.
The acting was wooden.
You mean like it was in RoboCop, which you love, bitch? But fortunately, the movie has been seen these days for the smart film these supposedly smart critics back in the day didn't understand. I'll even go on a limb and say that it keeps getting better with time.
Yeah.
And it is probably more relevant today than ever. Mm-hmm. This movie right here. So what happened? what happened with Starship Troopers? You know, where did all the love come from all of a sudden? And why is it so relevant? Why is it so relevant today? Folks, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer right here.
Incoming!
Shit, Richard over there getting flashed. We got Richard, peek into the camera real quick. We got a soldier right here.
Yeah.
We got a military man.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking at this shit getting PTSD.
It's kicking in.
Bugs. I tried to say, Michael.
TriStar Pictures takes you to the
You talking about somebody's eyes bugging out.
He should. Look at him.
That's the poster.
Yeah.
That made a great poster, man.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this movie in quite a while, watch our review first of all, and then go and impress your friends with what you've learned here today. Maybe impress a date out there. You know, with your movie
Your
night.
bored date.
Do you know about Starship Troopers? Let me tell you about Starship Troopers.
And originally, it wasn't well received, but in subsequent years, people have gone back and saw there was. Hey, wait, where you going?
I don't know why she didn't call me back.
I had so much more trivia to lay on.
I was one of the
Maybe
people
I
at the
spoke too
time who
slowly.
understand what was going on.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah, where you going?
Anyway, Mom, what did I do wrong?
Okay, so you might chase them away with your nerdy bit of movie trivia knowledge right there. But you know what? That is why, here's how you keep them. You got a date in the room, you want to watch Starship Troopers and impress her?
Handcuffs.
No, don't do that. That'll get your ass in jail. No, here's what you do, people. Here's what you do. Her hungry ass will sit down and listen to you all night as long as you feed her. That is why.
Stuff her with food.
That is why you impress her.
Was anything that we said worse than that?
No. That is why you impress her with your culinary skills. That is why you. That is why you impress her with your skills in the kitchen, and you can do that with HelloFresh.
I knew this. I saw the box when I walked in.
HelloFresh. It's the new year, 2022. It is the time to save money. That was one of your resolutions out there. I know it. You're talking about, you know what? I'm not going to eat out as much. I'm going to eat healthier. And I'm here to help you stick to that resolution with HelloFresh. Because with HelloFresh, they deliver pre-proportioned ingredients to your door. They have farm fresh produce that arrives within a week. So you get the convenience. You don't have to worry about skipping out on quality. You have to worry about going to the grocery store. You get to save a lot of money because, as I said, the food is brought to you. All this good food is brought to you. And people, as we all know, time is also money. And, you know, as I said, man, you also save time not having to spend a whole lot of that time in the kitchen, cooking or cleaning up. You know, they have these meals that you get that take about 30 minutes or less to prepare. They also have quick and easy meals. Take about 20 minutes to make with the 20-minute recipes. This is how you do it, man. Besides time, HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant. And you can also save, on average, about $65 per month when you order HelloFresh instead of grocery shopping out there. Go to HelloFresh.com/doubletoasted16 and use the code doubletoasted16. And you can get up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this portion of the show, America's #1 meal kit. And I also want to thank you out there for your support. Back to what we were saying. Why did people not like this movie, Starship Troopers, as much as they do today? It's a good question, and it's a loaded question because long before the movie that came out in 1997, long before that movie came out, it was a much beloved science fiction book. from Robert A. Heinlein. And I know this because I work with a dude who talked about this shit all the time.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was the nerdiest person. You know, it was my boy. I can't tell you his name, but him and I we were friends, close knit. And he used to talk about this all the time. He would draw pictures of the characters from the book. He would draw the outfits. What this deals with is the premise is not so much different from the movie in that you have an invasion that occurs with an alien species of insect-type creatures, and they're trying to take over the planet or whatever. I never read the books, and Martin, you probably have, so you tell me if I'm wrong. But I know that a lot of it has to do with their training. A lot of emphasis is put on the armor or the suits that they wear, the weapons that they use. It's a lot of building on the world and the characters before you even get to the bugs. Paul Verhoeven went and took a lot of this and made fun of it. So a lot of the fans of the book, first of all, were upset about this.
Sure.
And I'm sure a lot of critics were science fiction fans and nerds too who read this. So there was so much changed. There was already sort of this little backlash happening for this. Another thing is that it is called Starship Troopers. A lot of people were kind of expecting, some lighthearted sci-fi fun. They weren't expecting all this nudity and especially all the violence that you had here. At the time, I guess it could be, you could be thinking of Star Wars. Today, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy. When you hear Starship Troopers, it sounds like a goofy name,
Sure.
People are expecting Independence Day.
Our Independence Day.
That's what they wanted, a placeholder for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, and stuff like Star Wars, at least at the time, prior to Rogue One, and the one you just said?
Independence Day.
Yeah, Independence Day. They make war look kind of fun.
Yeah, they do.
Like it's light, and a few guys, a few unnecessary people are going to get killed, kind of off screen. It'll be fine.
Meat for the grinder.
Yeah, and he just puts it in your face like, listen, ain't gonna be nothing fun about this.
Whether it's against bugs or humans, it ain't nothing fun about it. So outside of what we just said, now as far as a movie goes, let's take people who hadn't seen the book or read the book, don't know anything about this property. When they go in and watch the movie, the first thing they see are a bunch of teenagers played by 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Rico.
It's damn.
Pay attention.
Sorry, Mr. Ratchak.
It's 30-year-old ass, grown ass up there drawing doodles. and that's Johnny Rico, who is the lead character here.
Casper Van Dien.
Casper Van Dien.
Which almost all of them were 29 at the time.
They were
At the time, they were anywhere from 27, 28, and 29 when they casted these characters right here. I mean, tell me one motherfucker who's sitting in this class right here who looks like a teenager.
Hey, they're
Not
consistent.
one.
All of them look old.
That's true. That's true.
Has that over Scream recently.
All of them look like they did apply for a job or they had a seminar because they already work for a company.
Yeah,
they don't look.
exactly.
None of them look like kids.
I was kind of going like, well, maybe it's college. And after a while,
they say high school.
Man, I
they
tried
said
that
no,
too.
it's high school.
I said either this is college or this is a military class. They're way out of high school, and it's like, no. We got to start carrying backpacks and talking about prom. I was like, oh shit.
They got Doogie Howser in there though. He looks young. He looks old.
No, you know what?
It's young, right? Hip.
Doogie's the only one that looks like a kid.
He's the youngest looking.
Hell yeah, that's the reason why his name is Doogie Howser, because he looks like a f***ing kid. This was bad for even the times, because in the 90s, they didn't give a shit about casting 30-year-olds as teenagers, but people looked at this like, no, wait a minute. Come on. Bullshit. This is obviously a man right here.
If you go deep with it, I mean, you can almost say like, well, they are the ancestors of Nazis, and so they're supposed to be the superior version of
the
them.
thing, they all look like Aryan wet dreams.
Oh yeah,
but they have Spanish, names.
Yeah, they're all from Buenos Aires,
Argentina,
where the Nazis, the escaped Nazis, migrated to.
Mm-hmm.
When they did the casting for this, even Paul Verhoeven was like, "What the y'all doing?" No. But the producers, they were the ones that said, nah, we don't want people looking too young because there's a lot of nudity in here. There's a lot of violence. And we don't want people seeing these kids, f***ing and getting f***ed up. We don't want people seeing them have sex. We don't want them seeing being just killed so violently. So
the stuff that happens in real life. We don't want anyone to know about.
I'm trying to make this real. We can make it real, but only so real.
Yeah.
We got to put a cap on it somewhere.
I mean, I buy that there are giant alien bugs before I buy this 18. Johnny, who wants to be a soldier, a citizen, only has two motivations in the movie. He has this desire to kill bugs, or he's always trying to decide, which hot chick do I hook up with?
So you haven't done it yet, have you? It's pretty clear what she wants. Yeah. But I want Carmen. Oh, you got it bad.
That's what most of us are saying. Fuck you.
Yeah.
By the way, Denise Richards, a lot of people are saying, shit, I don't blame Rico, because Denise Richards, she was the it girl
Well,
at that time.
it's like she was genetically and surgically engineered to be the hottest chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, everything about her, looking at her, the full lips, the little cute turned up nose, the big blue eyes.
Yeah. No, she was the girl at the time. So most people they weren't even hating on Rico, to get with her.
Well, to be fair, Rico was single-minded. He was all about her.
Oh, he sure was.
Carmen.
Yeah, she plays later on Captain Carmen in the movie. Don't ask about promotions in this movie. It's crazy. Yeah, he was a military guy. He loved that. How the you get up there? He got jealous.
It was war.
Yeah. Yeah, no, most people didn't blame him for trying to get with Carmen, a.k.a. Denise Richards. But that's the funny thing. When I talk about they're not likable, like he's trying to get with Carmen, who he doesn't have to get with because that's his girlfriend in the movie. Denise Richards like, shit, nobody told me that.
Are you all right?
So what are you doing after the game?
Well, everyone's going to the dance, aren't you?
She thought about that hard, y'all. She thought about how do I respond without using the word boyfriend.
She sure did. She like, God damn, girl. You know what you're doing.
Boy, you saw that hamster running that wheel in her hair.
Always got to be olive oil.
Yeah, man. She's too busy flirting with Xander, played by Patrick Muldoon,
who looks 40.
Yes. He's the oldest out of all of them.
Like all the rest of them, you're like, all right, you're pushing 30, but you're like, this dude.
Actually,
who are you, the coach?
He looks the oldest, but
he's the same age as all the rest of them.
He's the same age as all, but that don't make no difference. Shit.
Right.
Straight up, bitch, man. Like, didn't mention at all that she got a boyfriend, and they are clearly girlfriend and boyfriend in the movie.
Yes, and it's clear that him and Johnny don't like each other, and she acts like she's oblivious to it.
Oh, they almost get into a little bit of a skirmish there on the court. And what did she do? She thought like, hey guys, be cool. Johnny, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'm your girl. You're my man. She's like, oh no, I like the way this is going. Shit. Let me start some more shit.
Rico, lip kick 3-hole. Got it? Hey, Rico. Hey!
Did you again? I'm sorry. No, he looked like he was about to kill her.
Yeah. Well, I read that she hit him for real. And he wasn't expecting it.
Good reaction.
Hey, turn around, bitch. Hit me one more goddamn time. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Can we cut that? No, we're keeping that.
That's in there. Cut print.
Rico ready to beat our head. The acting here is atrocious, man. Not helped by the dialogue at all.
You'll resign, and that's all there is to it. You're not going back. You're going on vacation.
I am not going on vacation.
You can't make me vacation. I am not going on vacation. People, these are like amateurs in a church play.
Yeah, I was at the time feeling like, man, this is like the CW, except without all the histrionics. But it's adhering very closely to its B movie. Sensibilities.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, this is like the CW without the talent. It's like, God
or the
damn.
CW.
Yeah, no, I mean CW without the talent.
Yeah,
it's funny because the more dramatic they try to get in this, the more they get melodramatic here. Of course, the worse the scenes are, the worse the dialogue is, the worse the acting is.
You walk out that door, you are cut off, young man. You understand me? All right, that's it. You are cut off.
Okay, you did the
thing. Yeah, man. You know, you have to question how seriously they're taking it. You know, the action starts when we get to the bug part and the war scenes. You know, the action starts with these big bugs, these huge bugs that fart missiles. They don't shoot. They don't launch. They fart missiles up into the air. Now, what about their rights? We're gonna get down to it. I mean, we're gonna cross over this imaginary CG animals.
Until there's such a thing as alien PETA. It just gets to happen.
Fair enough.
Shit, y'all logic is alien to me. I felt bad for them.
Yeah. Just do what they do, man. Just fart and stuff.
Exactly. Where's their rights?
Nothing. No rights.
Shit, maybe I should start my own PETA.
Alien fart bug PETA.
Protect the alien fart bugs. They have rights too. Protect the alien fart. Oh, sorry, sir. And then, after that, even when we do start giving people what they want, we want to see the bugs, we want to see the war, we want to see people getting killed and whatnot. Then this turns into what, the critics of Paul Verhoeven, like at some point it went from this guy's amazing, this guy's cool, to, wow, this guy, he really is a one-trick pony, man. All he loves is titties and violence. This is where the people come in, they start saying that he's a guy that just loves to gleefully play with violence. He's glorifying it in a way. Either there's just a lot of shooting from the troopers. So much shooting going on. Or it's just the soldiers being, if they're not shooting, then they're just being torn apart by the bugs. Shit, by the way, that's what you get trying to be the front man. everybody learn from that idiot right there, trying to be the hero. Y'all get back, I got this. Oh, Jesus. This right here, man, a lot of people, like I said, they were criticizing the violence. They're criticizing the juvenile humor in this. But as we said before, this is a much smarter movie than what people gave it credit for, just like RoboCop. A lot of connections that he was making in this film made a lot of people uncomfortable.
Oh, sure.
It was because there's a lot of things before it really even registered with people what they were seeing. It was subliminally, images kicking in with people here who were watching this movie. We always see Nazis as others. Mm-hmm. Like that can't happen to nobody else. Mm-hmm. Like Nazis are a species.
They're like zombies. That's what they are now. They're the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
And we could never do anything like that. Yeah. We could never turn into them.
What this movie says is that this movie, it says that society, no matter what that society is, you don't have to be a Nazi. No matter what, it doesn't have to be Germany. Well, no matter what the society is, if you embrace violence as a main form of solving issues, then that society, no matter who they are, is susceptible to fascism.
Yeah. His point was war can turn anybody into fascists.
Yeah. The images that we see in Starship Troopers, we took them for granted in so many other films. And when I say that, I'm talking about young, beautiful Americans. Even when they talk about other countries, everybody looks American, or they sound American.
Yeah.
They're
Americanized.
Culturally, they're American.
Yeah.
Mostly white, English speaking. And when you get this movie right here, we put these people that we took for granted and we're not used to seeing as villains. Now we see them in a parody of a propaganda film. And, we're seeing them in what some people would consider. I was just showing you images of this. We're seeing them in things like we placed on other people. This is Triumph of the Will, what people consider to be the ultimate propaganda film, which went in and just glorified fascism and Hitler. We're not used to seeing, the chiseled, beautiful people that we have here in this kind of propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. I think it just took some people aback. The tone of the film, and I don't know why, because the tone of the film sets it up. Right when it starts, it sets it up at the beginning.
PSA.
It opens up with the satire of propaganda World War II movies, whether it's for Germany or anywhere else.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They made his ass nice and Aryan right there. Yeah. We'll kill everybody. Bugs, Jews, blacks, everybody. These newsreels that they have here. They are America had propaganda movies too.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Donald Duck was doing.
Yeah. But these right here, they're meant to like just be, propaganda of any type. Newsreels, and plus these newsreels are meant to be more. They're meant to be more than a joke. They give insight on what kind of world it is that we're dealing with. The whole time you see these newsreels and just little bits of character coming through, they're telling us that this society is messed up, man.
How much is permeated through the culture and all their systems.
It has embraced death and violence to a point where soldiers hand kids guns like they're toys.
Yeah.
They're showing you that children, in this society, they're indoctrinated to violence at a very young age.
Fully automatic burrito. Who wants to hold it?
Citizen rule. People making a better tomorrow.
Now, see, that's just stupid right there. There are plenty of guns to go around.
Agreed.
Why are these soldiers making?
Man, they want to do their part, Corey.
They had a gun there for every kid. That is just nonsense. People are so indoctrinated to violence at such a young age that when I say they're desensitized to it, if you watch the movie, you'll see that they're giving you clues that this world just accepts violence. They enjoy it. They like watching it. They to the point where public executions are put on TV like primetime comedies almost. Like reality television kind of is today.
Right now. Was captured this morning and tried today. Guilty.
Aw.
It's over.
He knew it was going to be.
Like he didn't know.
Sentence, death. Execution tonight at 6. All net, all channels. Would you like to know more?
Well, we got a guy who watched that. Richard laughed his ass off on that. What time? Give it 10 years. I'm not saying it'll happen, but I would not be surprised if we have a channel online where you can do it like pay-per-view and watch somebody get executed if you pay enough.
Yeah, dark web. I mean, this is set up like a web page.
Wow, that is set up like a web page.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Damn. You spoke up like you've been there. You
should. Well, if anything,
I just watched one execution, man, and he had it coming.
If anything, we have things that are close to it.
Even when they're just stomping out roaches, and these kids are going crazy, doing their part.
Doing their part.
That's even kind of uncomfortable because you got mom in the background just bloodthirsty.
Everyone's doing their part. Are you?
Kill him!
And this is similar to, say, World War II when Japan was America's enemy, and then rounding up Japanese Americans and putting them in internment camps. The idea that maybe you can't fight those Japanese, but here at home you can fight the ones that are here.
Yeah, no, that is true. Yeah.
And Muslims in the more recent times.
And also keep in mind that killing bugs, there are bugs here, but the enemy is meant to be seen as not human.
Yeah,
exactly. Anytime they try to bring them up as human, they're like, hey, shut up.
Yeah. The society is set up to encourage war and violence. And also the military. When looking at this, you have civilians and citizens. I explained this earlier. And you aren't afforded certain rights unless you embrace violence in the military. And I'm not talking about, a citizen meaning, a good, upstanding citizen. Citizen means soldier. So and here, as we explained earlier, nothing is for free. Nothing's handed down to you. You have to earn it by showing your dedication and your loyalty and your willingness to fight for whatever allegiance that you have right there.
You can't, not only can you not vote, you can't even advance in society.
Yeah.
To have a family or be a politician.
Yeah.
Can't have children,
exactly.
as you said. Yeah.
Exactly.
Why are only citizens allowed?
Well, I like the way he had a whole arm right there. And he chose to use that nub. That's Michael Ironside.
I'm sure he forgets.
Yeah. That's Michael Ironside with a fake arm right there.
It's a reward. What the Federation gives you for doing federal service.
Tries to slap him with his...
No. Get closer to me. Get closer to me.
No. Something given has no value. And force, my friends, is violence, the supreme authority from which all other authority is derived.
The thing is that they're taught in high school. High school is propaganda in this world. You know, they're taught from the moment that they probably go to school. They're taught like violence is not only necessary, but it's the solution for everything, training their minds to be soldiers at a very young age.
My mother always said violence never solves anything.
Really? I wonder what the city...
Your mom a dumb bitch.
Yeah, your mom sounds like a bitch.
And by the way, I didn't ask you a thing. Who the is this in my class? Shit, shut up. Just don't, that's what you like. Don't say nothing.
Really? I wonder what the city fathers of Hiroshima would say about that. You.
There we go, using that.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Jesus.
Goddamn lobster claw. You got a hand, man. Come on.
They probably wouldn't say anything.
The contrary opinion, that violence never solves anything, is wishful thinking at its worst.
He's 30-year-old ass in there, dude. You son of a bitch.
I made a drawing for you. You like it?
It's like, she's already your girlfriend, dude. Stop trying so hard.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, no wonder.
He's like, I know, but she won't give it up.
Shit, no wonder you trying to get with Xander. Xander ain't doing stupid shit like this. Sitting in class drawing
sketches,
stupid doodles. Yes, you and me. We're gonna kiss. You know, the society here has normalized violence so much. Because I'm just gonna keep giving examples because it's just funny how, you know, in every aspect of every scene that comes in, violence is a normalized thing. Like going to basic training. I don't know how basic training is today. I mean, y'all might be doing this. I don't know. I mean, when I was in basic training, I saw somebody get their ass beat hard. I mean, they were bleeding and all kind of shit. You weren't even supposed to do that. But in this world, violence is such a way of solving things that it's taught in basic training. And when I say it's taught the hard way.
Demonstrate.
Like choking a bitch out.
Oh, you didn't even show the worst one.
I'm getting to her. I'm not saying that she deserves this, but she did running her mouth.
Yeah.
The drill sergeant said, because I think he said, what are you doing here? What makes you think it'd be an opportunity? She automatically got in Street Fighter stance, some Mortal Kombat.
Had the little Street Fighter hat on and everything.
Had her Street Fighter hat on, and that's what happened. Because you're looking at that face right now, and you're talking about, God damn. But she came in wanting to be a,
badass.
Want to be a badass, but y'all like, God damn, that's rough. That ain't even the worst of it. She got
the nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a nice greeting. Yeah. She actually got it good compared to what my man got here.
You all right, son?
What the fuck? Asshole.
He's all quit crying.
Yeah. Gave that man bone through skin talking about, you all right, son? Man, you know. Shit, my bone is short at the mom. What the fuck you think? He didn't even get at the worst. That's still not the worst. My man Jake Busey, Gary Busey's son, he came in trying to be a Busey. Came in running his mouth, acting crazy. And Clancy Brown over here.
Apple sure did fall right off the tree.
It sure did.
Teeth and all.
Did not roll far at all. Yes, teeth and everything. He got the same mouth that talk all that shit too.
Put your hand on that wall.
Shit. He's like, he already know.
Yeah.
What I say. Now, that's perfect game right there.
Didn't lose any fingers.
Yeah, true.
My thing was, well, he had enough time to say no, but then I don't want to know what other body part he would threw that knife at.
Yeah.
You want your hand, you want your balls. Oh, and why is society so violent here? Because there's a worse one. I already got it.
I figured
it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse. I said I wasn't going to show you, but I'm going to show you because I got the clip up here. It does get worse. So, when you mess up, let's just say you mess up bad. The thing they're going to do is they're going to court-martial you.
Oh.
Or if you mess up that bad, you might go to Leavenworth or something. But if you do it this, is Leavenworth still around? Yes, it is. Okay, you been there? No, because he looked up.
Not even on a tour. Like a military scared straight program.
I was going in there.
but
You know someone going there?
yeah, not someone I was friends with.
Okay.
Someone that our company.
Because I mentioned Leavenworth, he like, like that was a warning. You don't want to go there. But they might send you to Leavenworth if you do something, or they might court-martial you. You know, you'll be relieved of the military. You have a bad record. Not here. They'll keep you. But they'll whoop that ass first. And I ain't talking about like whoop that ass like they gonna give you a few punches. No, they whoop that ass like taking some skin off your back. Slave style.
1860s style.
Plantation style. 12 years of slave style.
Yeah, black guy doing that.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. Yeah, oh, how the tables have turned.
This is for my great granddaddy George.
Shit.
It was the other way around.
Yeah, they shit.
Yeah.
Shit. My man's mouth is watering right now.
I'm gonna look like I'm not enjoying this.
Shit, that
I'm
nigga
so enjoying this.
He volunteered for this. She like,
That's her man. But she wants to be her man.
I was going to do that to him.
She's like, when we're done with these bugs, we're going to get your black ass. You're next. She mad.
You gotta smile.
Oh, don't do that.
Come back with no teeth.
Yeah. Bite his tongue off. Meanwhile, space.
Shit.
They go to another scene, they come back, this dude's still
still going.
Shit, who said in space they can't hear you scream? Motherfuckers still screaming. They in space right now. You like,
yeah, the most unrealistic part of that is him not screaming.
Oh, I know. Trying to be tough.
Johnny Rico is tough.
Johnny ain't gonna scream. Johnny, man. Shit. I don't know how Johnny can hold out anymore. Shit, Johnny about to pass out. Like, if you can't tell that they're doing like a spoof on war films, like old-fashioned war films, old black and white war films with really corny dialogue. I mean, if you can't tell by this scene, then you know, if you have the moniker of critic, you need to get that up right now because it's very obvious in scenes like this.
Delay there.
I think we way past medic right now. I don't know. You're a medic. Can we can we do
How's that
something
guy going? How's that guy?
No, he gone.
No, he's gone.
Is that your professional?
Well, it's funny because
no turning gonna play that.
They do show how their future healing capabilities are more advanced than ours. But that right there
But
was
not
just
for
like,
that.
I mean, in your traditional war film, that would have happened, but it would have been like, oh, right here, and the guy would have had a big hole. But just right there, camera close up, in the head, pieces of brain flying.
Oof.
That was just so like, oh, God. I forget which movie I'm watching.
And you know what? Don't feel too bad because, you know, even as fast as it went, I was like, oh, that's a puppet. I mean, what threw people off is that I give them this. It just wasn't a puppet that didn't move. They actually made, I'll go through it slowly. Like
facial expression.
Like they actually make the eyes blink and the mouth open a little bit like, oh,
the puppet's like, oh no.
Even the puppet's like, shit. Bitch got me killed. Why is this society so violent? And I said, because they're Nazis, man. And the movie was actually telling you this the whole time. You know, it's like with Scream last week when we were talking about they were telling you who the killers were the whole time. We didn't listen. This movie's telling you they're Nazis, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, look at that flag right there. Now, some people, I get it, is you know, it's red or orange and yellow, and it's got thunderbolts on it. That could be out of Flash Gordon or something. That could be a superhero's costume.
Well, for so long, Nazis were the empire from Star Wars.
Yeah, but with this, you know, you're looking at this and like, all right, I can let this slide. You know, that, like I said, that's colorful, that's bright. You know, you reading too much into things. You gotta always call racism and Nazism on everything. Well, okay, sure. And then the uniforms. I mean, you gotta admit those uniforms start looking a little suspect.
You look great in your uniform.
You look pretty good yourself.
And now you're like, okay, now hold on, is that a Nazi eagle on the collar right there?
Is one of those the Iron Cross?
Yeah, the Iron Cross. You know, you start looking at that and you just kind of like, okay, you know what? Sure, whatever. But man, Man, that can be any bird.
That's coincidence.
Yeah, that's coincidence. That could be any bird. Man, now because we got birds, all of a sudden people are Nazis because they're wearing birds. Okay.
Sure. In America, we have the bald eagle.
Exactly.
It'd be one of those.
Y'all need to quit. Y'all just digging way too deep. And then...
Yeah. Oh, the Gestapo.
Officer on deck.
Carry on.
But when them trench coats come in, man,
Where your papers? Where your papers?
Yeah. When them Nazi SS, granted, very stylish trench coats come in.
They look good. I'll give them that.
Yeah, them hats. It was like, nah, get the out of here.
Uniforms. Yeah.
That's when I remember. Now I do remember watching the movie and thinking like, are these Nazis?
Are these space Nazis the whole time?
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
No, that uniform straight up. The Gestapo.
that SS,
the secret police. Yeah.
Yeah. The SS Gestapo trench coat, man. Ain't when you see a stylish policeman, man, yeah, it's done. What it is just easier to watch them kill bugs, which, like I say, in war, you're told to dehumanize the enemy anyway. And it still feels uncomfortable, man, because what happens here is that, again, they're dropping clues that we are probably the instigators. We are the enemy.
100%.
Yeah. There's a point where they talk about, maybe we're the ones that encroached on their environment. And also, if we thought about it, maybe there's a way to actually live with them in peace.
Some say the bugs were provoked by the intrusion of humans into their natural habitat, that a live and let live policy is preferable to war with the bugs.
Let me tell you something.
What the hell you say? Oh, you said, should I get my ass whooped for nothing? Just as they tell you in war, it ain't about peace. It's not about negotiating. The only dead ... only good ... is a dead fill in the blank.
Let me tell you something. I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all.
Yeah!
Yeah!
So anyway, I was saying.
We actually don't know what instigated the conflict.
Yeah.
They never say
they
in
never
the movie,
say.
and that's on purpose.
Yeah. When they capture an enemy, at the end of the movie, you remember like the mother bug, the queen bug, the brain, the smart bug, the brain bug. If you listen to what they say after they capture the brain bug, it's a little what Nazis wanted to do.
It's afraid. It's afraid!
Ruled by fear. Mm-hmm. And if that doesn't tell you anything, there's a point where they just said, you know what? Old Xander right here. Xander said, you know what? Whatever happens to me, whatever happens to everybody else, we are going to destroy your whole race one day.
One day, someone like me is gonna kill you and your whole fucking race.
Like that?
it might be someone like you, but it won't be you.
But it won't be you, bitch. Movie does work great as a creature feature and a war film at the same time.
It does.
Yeah,
So
some great
if
scenes.
you don't want to go and get heavy with this, which, cool. I mean, again, the stuff I think is not that subtle, but on purpose. But if you don't see it, it still can be enjoyed as a war film and a creature feature, man. The war with the bugs is done well. Lots of monsters on the field, and also just the way they film it as a war works effectively. Those feel like actual war scenes.
They do.
Right there.
Plus, it was something that always struck me was how you could take a platoon of 20 guys and to kill a bug, and 5 of them would die.
Oh yeah.
And that's just and they took all that to kill maybe 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. So when you see a scene with hundreds of the bugs out there, you're like, oh man, you guys.
Oh yeah. For sure.
What are you gonna do?
For sure. That's another thing talking about death here, man. First of all, we already told you that the dialogue, very much a spoof of the campy dialogue you have in these old films and in war films.
No, you're gonna be all right, Diz.
Because I got to have you.
Oh,
I had that good dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still never loved you as much as I did Carmen.
Oh, very much so.
I like the way he looked satisfied. Yeah, you can die knowing you had that good dick, right?
You're my sloppy seconds.
It
Congratulations.
was a pity fuck. I hope you know that.
I was horny. I was scared. Whatever.
That's what Dizzy gets too. Dizzy chasing that dick.
Penetration.
Yeah.
Penetration. Yeah, there it is.
I like the way that bug. Like, I'll show you some dick. So much death going on. Such an embrace of violence that I will give it this. They're not hypocrites. They're like, hey, look, if it takes violence to solve me, if you have to take me out, do it.
Yeah.
They got that scene where that flying creature came in.
Yeah, that's the thing. They had a hard enough time just killing just the basic infantry bugs. And then they start introducing like, oh, well, these can fly and these can spit acid. And like, man, I don't think this is going to go well.
You know what's cool about this scene is that I thought he was going to take out that bug.
Oh, yeah,
sure. I'm aiming at the human.
Sugar, your weapon.
Shoot the bug now.
Like, I know.
No.
Oh, thank God. Shit. Bug is like, thanks.
Did my job for me. Wow. You are horrible people. Jesus. We would never kill one of our own.
Do it, Rico.
Oh, thank you. Hey, they weren't hypocrites, man.
Yeah.
Again, showing you that anybody could go. I expected him to go anyway.
But it is usually when you watch something like this, all the beautiful stars, they somehow avoid death and make it. Especially when Johnny looked like he was done for, and he makes it. So it's surprising that but he's just the one. Everybody else is can buy it at any time.
Yeah.
Do you have my favorite kill in there with that scared general?
I do.
That has always been my favorite moment.
I do. Again, along the theme of violence, man, they are so desensitized that even when some of their own people die, they just laugh about it, man. Just assholes.
That guy kind of a pain in the ass before.
No, he was. He was a detriment.
He laughed his ass off. That's hilarious. I think he was laughing by accident, man. I don't even think my part of the script.
Hey, cut to them.
They fit his character.
Yeah. They did. And I gotta say that shit was funny anyway. My man was down there.
Not moving.
Those arms waving.
These were protecting me. My arms were protecting me.
Like you had time to run, actually. But he done that. That's when you know the dude wasn't acting against anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know what to do.
Didn't know what it was going to look like.
There's a bug coming, just scream. I don't know.
There's the tennis ball. It's coming at you.
You're terrified.
Looking like the worst air traffic controller.
Great landing, 10 out of 10.
And these fools over here laughing.
That worked out. Oh, wow.
Some great kills in here too. Like I said, if you're just watching this for the action, excitement, and some of the bug kills,
they make an impression.
Leave it up to Paul Verhoeven, man. I mean, you can say he's getting giddy with it. He's playing around with violence. He's glorifying it even. But I will say this is that he's very imaginative with it too. Shit, when you start melting people,
oh yeah,
he loves melting people.
He loves melting people, man. You
Yeah,
start
that's true.
melting
Like
people.
RoboCop.
Yep. He's the kind of took his toys and just held it to a
magnifying
cigarette
glass.
lighter, a magnifying glass. Yeah. He's like, God damn.
Jesus.
This is a little off topic, but not a military haircut at all.
No.
I find it interesting that Paul Verhoeven is making this big message about fascism, but in the same movie, this society that is very fascist is very open-minded also. At least a little more advanced when it comes to like equal rights, it seems.
Yeah.
What's that?
You got the right clip?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's right. I was about to show that ass. I was about to show that. Thank you. Thank you.
Saved the day.
Yeah, we got if you've seen this movie, I got this shower clip right here. And if y'all know that shower clip, a lot of body parts, a lot of ass, a lot of titties up in there. I had to get the right one because there was there was one ass cheek showing. Because I know that Nick, who edited this, and had a hard job editing this, so I appreciate it. But I know he's looking at them titties and got distracted. Left that stray ass up in there. So yeah, thank you. Shower This is the one. Shower censored 2. So Twitch, we did take precaution to come in here and censor this. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that he had the scene with the co-op showers where men and women both showered together. There's an interesting thing about this. I'll tell you about it after we watch this right here.
Well, we all have one thing in common. We were all stupid enough to sign up for mobile infantry.
So he asked the cast, he said, hey, I want to do this co-op scene. I want everybody to get naked and get wet. And everybody was like, we're not doing that. And everybody said, tell you what. They said this to Paul Verhoeven, the director. They said, you know what? We'll do it naked if you get naked too. And he's like, and they were like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, he's going to do it.
He's like, all right, shit. Y'all don't have to ask me twice.
And I'll join you.
Yeah, I think it was him and the cinematographer. And it was Dina Meyer who said it like, why I got to get naked? Why don't you get naked?
Shit.
And afterwards,
exactly.
Casper Van Dien was like, God damn it, Dina, why'd you say that?
Yeah, shit, all of dicks out for Harambe, baby. Let's do this. It was very cool because you got girls who are like the leaders of the captains of the football team.
Yeah.
You know, again, everybody's on equal footing as far as being in the military. You know, what's up?
I'm laughing because to show that clip, you had to make it look like a game of Tetris with all these blocks.
I know, all those pixels.
Yeah, exactly, look like goddamn Lego people up in there almost. You know, it's funny, the shower scene too is another part where they have the trope of a war film. You know, you do not want to do what they're doing in this clip right here.
Jonathan, what about you?
Oh, I'm going into politics, and you gotta be a citizen for that, so here I am.
I got into Harvard. Federation pays my way.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah? Is that true? Going to Harvard, huh?
Well, he did say a cast an arm and a leg. There it is.
And everything else.
Yeah. That's expensive.
Yeah. Shit, I like the way that bugs it. You going to Harvard? No, you going right where I throw your ass.
That part can go to Harvard.
Yeah, that's where you're going. Shit, did I say Harvard in that dirt right there? Yeah, you do, in a war movie, you do not want to make plans.
No.
You don't start talking about what you gonna do before you hit the battlefield.
No.
You don't talk about your girl.
No.
You don't talk about your guy. You don't talk about going to college. You don't talk about your job waiting for you get back. Don't talk about shit.
Don't talk about your family.
I'll tell you, man, the movie is so insightful that there are parts that feels like it's a parody of Fox News.
I can't believe I am hearing this nonsense.
You just
this
wait
is the most
a
ridiculous
moment,
conversation I have ever had.
Shut your ass. Thing with this is 3 years before Fox News premiered.
Yep. And that guy feels like Tucker Carlson.
Yes, exactly. Bow tie wearing,
everything
about right leaning dude. Yeah,
I bet he was a fan of this movie and said, you know what, I like that guy. I want to borrow that. That work. His shtick's
This
working.
movie knows what it's all about. Yeah, this was
And it's time again.
Yeah, this was like 3 years ahead of Fox News, and then you get this, and everybody thinks that this is a parody of Fox News. No, that was a parody of. There were shows that did this before.
Meet
Fox
the Press
News.
and Face the Nation.
Yeah, political pundit shows and whatnot. This movie, man, I look at it today, and out of all the things that we said, because we're talking about what makes it so relative today. Well, I'm not going to say we've gone fully Nazi, even though some people have. But during a time where we're talking about democracy is being threatened, and it's not just democracy is being threatened, but it's being threatened by people who are embracing fascist tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
You're falling for propaganda. You want certain freedoms taken away from you, so those bitches over there won't have it. You're willing to give up certain things for the thing that you think you're fighting against, fascism. And it's kind of looking at this today. It's like, wow, this is hitting close to home. The violence. We keep talking about violence. We're seeing more like a society where we just had an insurrection on the Capitol. People using violence for their means. To get what they want now. It's a lot of parallels that can be drawn between this movie and what's going on today. So yeah, I really, looking at this movie again, man, I didn't realize, because I said, oh yeah, they're definitely talking about Nazis and colonialism and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't really know how smart it was, and I watched it again.
It's prophetic. You think about like two things I think about watch this movie now as opposed to then, and why some people have come around on it. One, you got the movie Saving Private Ryan, which is showing military action with dire consequences, just how bloody and violent it's something like that would really be. So then to go back and watch this afterwards, you don't look at the violence so much like, oh, it's just sensational. It's like, all right, it's kind of making it more real and in your face. You know, the horrors of war. That's the thing where if you'd watched this movie in '97, you might have gone like, oh, it's a B movie, it's silly, it's over the top. Then to have 9/11 happen, and when there's this scene in here where the bugs where they bomb Buenos Aires and wipe it off the map, destroy it. The reactions of everyone, I was like, this is exactly how it was at 9/11.
Yeah.
Where everybody, even peaceful, like, those guys, we got to go. We got to kill them all. People who had never thought about joining the military were trying to join. Hey, bust me down to private so I can go fight. And it's scarily accurate with that.
Yeah. You know, it's just makes you feel weird being that, you know, nationalism is on the rise here. You know, there's this feeling of patriotism gone awry. You know, right now, where people push patriotism to the point where, you know, it is sort of we do have sort of this closed off, almost xenophobic attitudes about any kind of outsiders now. It's
within or overseas.
Yeah,
especially within right now.
Yeah,
like that's what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. This movie is very ahead of its time. I think they did such a good job. They didn't even know. I'm not gonna say they were that smart. You know, it's a very smart movie, but they couldn't predict that some of these things that are happening. So yeah, it's good to watch this again, man. It's a better movie than what I remembered. Anybody else here?
No, I'm just happy that it's been reappraised in recent years, certainly in the 2010s, and people started to pay attention to that. And you know, during the era of sensationalist media, and certainly during the Trump administrations, and now it's more relevant than ever, which you guys have been saying. It's crazy how this movie just kind of predicted what Fox News and just others, and just news that is outright politicized, and how some people are still confused to this day about this movie and don't understand it, or they think, I told it's a war movie and it's about patriotism. Like no, it's like some people have such a misunderstanding of it, but no, this was a great conversation. I encourage people to check this out if you've not done so. It definitely deserves a watch because it was underappreciated, misunderstood when it originally came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Isolationist patriotism gone wrong, and you know it's not funny, but you know, again, satire is meant to make you laugh and learn. This movie's great with that. So watch it, people. Go and watch this if you haven't had a chance. It's pretty brilliant, I would say. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.